over here, pal.
Sopping.
You know the drill, Pearl.
Come on, buddy.
I was escaping.
That was just...
Well, parts of me were escaping, so I had to
good.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Almost
tuck everybody back in there.
A wardrobe malfunction
Yes.
is what was happening.
It is referred to as popping a pasty.
Popping a pasty. All right. Welcome back. You know, it's been a couple years since we were on TV together.
Yeah.
And now we've returned. Now, a lot of people in this past couple of years, when they couldn't do what it is that they usually do, normally we're on TV, normally you're doing burlesque. We weren't allowed to do that for a while. I wonder what it is you spent your time doing. Did you learn any new hobbies? Do you have any new occupations or crafts or interests that you developed during this past couple of years, buddy?
Well, I did a lot of virtual shows, which is learning how to edit, which I'm not very good at.
Hate it. I learned how to do it too, and
all
I
the
hate
drag
it.
queens are doing like these like really cool music videos, and I'm like, there's a camera. I'm gonna take my clothes off. That's it. So you know pretty much what I do here.
Yeah.
I also had OnlyFans for a little while, so that was fun.
Oh, right. OnlyFans, yeah.
Gotta keep the money coming in.
Sure.
So
I had high hopes for myself. Nothing really panned
yeah,
out.
I didn't learn anything new.
Good. I thought it was just me. I'm really glad to hear that.
I was like, oh, I'll like have a new hobby. I'll like learn a thing. But the thing is, if I have a new hobby, I will try to monetize it. And that's just not healthy. I don't need another job.
No, you're right. Exactly.
I really don't.
I was like, I'm going to learn Spanish. I don't know Spanish.
Yeah, no one's paying you to learn Spanish.
You want to talk to my grandma? She can help you.
Does she speak Spanish?
She's from Puerto Rico, yeah.
I slacked a lot in Drake Manhattans.
And then I was like, let me reduce it a little bit to make it a little easier. I'm going to learn how to make fried dough. Didn't learn how to do that either.
I was going to make challah bread.
The thing is with frying, you have to figure out what to do with the oil. You have to cool it and then drain it through cheesecloth, and it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I didn't know about the cheesecloth, so good to know.
You can't be naked while you're frying either.
True. That's very important. You have to wear clothes.
It's funny because
I did do a lot of things naked for the first time in COVID.
It's the same thing.
Well, you were living alone, weren't you?
Yeah, naked
so
alone.
I was like, I'm gonna. I told the wife, who is Stacy, who was the director of the show, I'm gonna learn how to make fried dough, and she's like, yeah, well, where are you gonna put the oil? It's the first thing she said.
Down the drain.
Stacy and I are on the same wavelength.
Yeah,
toilet, you flush it.
Too practical.
That's so bad.
Oh shit.
Too practical.
That's
I'm not
so
thinking
bad.
about what to
Not
do about the
oil down the
oil.
drain.
I'm thinking about eating the fried dough.
Okay, just PSA. Do not put oil down your drain.
Kelly's having a plumbing catastrophe at home right now. She doesn't even know
You will literally clog your entire drain because it will solidify.
Have you been pouring oil down the drain this whole time?
I'm sorry.
I thought you said toilet at some point.
I've done both.
What you want to do is put it in a jar that's sealable. When it's full, seal the jar and throw the jar in the garbage.
I thought if you put oil down the toilet, then when you go to the bathroom, it makes it smoother to... Okay.
Nope.
That does make sense.
More
I can
like
see
you
where
I don't see the logic, and it's definitely not correct.
Because you're lubing up the pipes.
And I'm really impressed that you
lubing up
haven't
the
had to call a
pipes.
plumber.
Not yet.
Let's talk about it. It's the week before Halloween. It's definitely not mid-September right now. It's the
No.
week before Halloween. So let's talk a little bit about Halloween in the Pearl Buttons household growing up.
Growing up.
Yeah, growing up.
Okay.
Like young Pearl Buttons.
Okay, baby Pearl.
Baby Pearl. What were you looking back? What were some of your fave Halloween costumes growing up? There must have been something where you were
when
like,
I was
Mom,
in elementary school, my mom always made my costumes, and then my parents got divorced. She got busy, and then in middle school, my friend Olivia and I always waited to October 30th and decided on a group costume and just like closet cosplayed it.
Sure, yeah.
And one year we were Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy, completely made out of things we had in our own closets, which tells you a lot about my hoarding tendencies.
Okay, Raggedy Ann and Andy, that's a good one. Did you do other group costumes?
Elmer's glue one year. Bubblegum stuck to a shoe. Because we both had pink sweatsuits. So because it was the 90s and early 2000s.
Wait a minute. How is that like? What is bubblegum?
You wear a pink sweatsuit with a hood and you glue a shoe to the hood.
Okay. All right.
All right. We had a day, man.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. All right. When you were out collecting candy, that's what you do.
Yes.
You go and trick or treating.
You go to strangers' houses.
People still do that, right?
Oh, I have a good story.
Here we
Oh
go.
my God.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
so one year, Olivia convinced me to watch Nightmare on Elm Street or one of the Freddy Krueger things.
Let me ask you this:
Yes.
Where's Olivia now?
I have no idea.
No idea.
No, I think
Oh,
she's
you've
still in our
lost touch.
hometown.
You've lost
I don't know.
touch.
We lost touch in high school. Anyway, so we watched Nightmare on Elm Street or something.
Yep.
And I do not like scary movies. I am very easily frightened.
Yeah.
So I was terrified. We went trick-or-treating. There was a door in my neighborhood, in like the bad part of my neighborhood, that had burn marks on it. And we knocked, and then we like heard someone like shuffling towards the door, and we screamed and ran away. And I am to this day afraid of going down that street.
It was Freddy's boiler room.
This is like 20 years later. I'm afraid of going down that street.
Whoa.
Incredible.
Maybe we could take you there.
That's no.
You're
Also,
not
why
interested.
would we want to go to my hometown? It's a
know.
terrible place.
Well, listen, I hope it's a very exciting Halloween for
Thank
you.
you.